Hello there everybody, this is CP666 back with you with a little bit of an interesting video. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be benchmarking these machines and that one over there. I'm going to be running the PassMark performance test. And because mainly I want to see how they compare to each other in more than just the Windows benchmarks, because these Windows benchmarks are not exactly valid anyway. We take a look here. You can see it's a 3.6 for that. I doubt that it's really a 3.6. The problem that I'm having is that it doesn't actually rate it because it can't run the DirectX 10 tests. It just bombs out as soon as it gets to that. So let's try running this. Yes, I want to run that. Oh, it's going to install it. Launch performance test. That's what I want to do. Yeah, an SSD for this kind of a computer would be a lot better. In fact, an SSD would be better for anything. Continue for the 30-day evaluation. That is interesting. Let's see. Test renewal. Oh, it's gonna I have to wait for that. Apparently. So let's try this now. Yes. The system could potentially get quite hot, because this cooler doesn't exactly do very good, to be perfectly honest with you. I think there might actually be something wrong with the cooler, but I don't know. Wait, I'm gonna log into my other computer here. Close this up, save all that crap. Don't save that one. I do want to save that one though. See how slow that is. That is really slow. Anyway. I have seen slower. I will be perfectly honest with you. And this T42 is going to be hilarious when I can run PassMark on this one. PassMark performance test. Yeah, this is not fast at all. Then again, I'm only running on a 1.8 gigahertz CPU with Intel graphics. Yeah, like 2 FPS. DX9. Oh wow. Haha, that's funny. Anyway. Yeah, this is not a gaming laptop at all. Can't even get the required level of anti-aliasing correct, so it's not gonna do well. Holy crap! Yeah, this is the full-on part of it, which is even slower. It's not a very 3D heavy CPU, to be perfectly honest with you. But it'll be interesting to see what the final score is, if it can even get to a point where we can get the final score. Now it's doing 3D. Probably won't get through that because it can't do the DX10 on the Windows benchmark, so. Oh, would you look at that? It might actually be working. Like really low FPS here. What did it just do? It's really mucking about with the hard drive, that's for sure. I don't think it liked that, to be perfectly honest with you. Let's see how bad this system is. This is really going to be funny. So now it's hitting the RAM. I'm going to install PassMark on the T42. That's the next one that we're going to do. This isn't exactly the world's best RAM either, to be perfectly honest. It's DDR2, I believe it's DDR2 800 if I were to guess. Might not even be that. And this hard drive, what is this? This is a serial ATA drive, of course, but it's a mechanical Seagate drive, so they're not fast. Wow, it's taken 6 minutes to go through benchmark. This is not fast at all. Ha, 218.2. Don't upload the baseline, okay. Yeah, it's like doesn't even compare to anything. Although it is pretty, it's close to this 300 gig Seagate drive here. Although that is to be expected because it's basically the same drive. Actually, it's more than that. But it's the lowest score in just about everything else. And what actually is the most hilarious thing about the whole thing, the 3D graphics is like a 23.3. And the next highest is like 433. So that really doesn't compare to anything at all. How about this? This is going to be the best one out of them all, because this is probably the most hilarious one. Of course I do. It's a Pentium... It is basically a Pentium 3 that we're running this on. Then I'll get this one set up. Whoa, sorry. PassMark rating, 218. It's the lowest rating out of everything. But we'll see how low this rating is. This is probably going to be the best one. Best as in, like, the absolute worst score I've ever seen on a system, ever. You know what the odd thing is I think that's going about as fast as the other one was. No, maybe a little slower. Yeah, it's slower. Okay. Yeah, it's like definitely a lot slower. There are certain fonts that it can't do very well because it's a Pentium 3, man. What do you expect? This is the kind of system that shouldn't even be doing aero graphics because it's just not good enough for it. That is, like, just awesome. How slow this is. It is keeping up with the other one, though. Like, it's getting more FPS. You can see it's, like, up at 3 FPS. Yes, of course I want to save the changes, you piece of junk. Oh, wow. This one can do the anti-aliasing that the other one couldn't. Probably because it has a dedicated GPU. It's running on a Mobility Fire GLT2. And yes, I just read that off of the testing thing. This is the one that's probably not going to run very well. Keep in mind that none of these systems that I've tested so far are going to be used for anything more than a simple school computer. Because that's all they're, really good for. Did it just skip right over the DX10? I think it did. This is running DDR RAM. So it's not fast at all. And for some reason my installer didn't open. Why did that happen? Gonna have to reshoot my background photo. Because of course it's changed again. So. Memory test threads are taking too long. Check out this awesome typo here. Memory thread test threads are taking too long to initialize. This is likely due to a lack of free memory on your system. Would you like to continue waiting? Sure, why not? It might be because it's DDR2. It's only original DDR, so it's not able to do that. But we will see. How much RAM is even available, if any? That locked up the aero graphics. That's funny. Oh, so it actually worked, apparently. That's cool. It's an IDE hard drive. I believe it's the 80 gig IDE drive that's running. I'm not positive. Yeah, the CPU's at like 76 degrees, which is not exactly cool. I don't have any top-of-the-line systems, so before you start criticizing me for having low-end systems, oh my god, why don't you have an i7? Well, I don't need one for what I do. Even my video rendering stuff, it's appreciable. Even on my T500, which is not top of the line by any means. It's only got like 5 gigs of RAM in it. It's like really bad. But whatever. Yeah, this is a slow hard drive. I want to see what kind of performance this is going to get. Or even what the system is going to get. It's probably going to get something like under 100. In fact, I'd wager to bet that it's probably even under 50. Yeah, it's like comparing it all to PC2 and PC3, which is DDR2 and DDR3 respectively. And this is like a DDR system, so this is going to be interesting. I already see one of the scores is like a 5.3, which is like amazing. This is taking forever. Yeah, like a 14.1, that's funny. I'm going to start the other test, and I'm going to wait for that one to finish, because that's really starting to bug me, and I really want this to be done. Yes, I want to run all the tests. So this one's probably going to be my awesome system, if I had to guess. Although maybe not. Yeah, the program stopped responding. Oop, there we go. Not the best. Although again, I'm not expecting like amazing results. Alright, the other one's done, and it got a better score than I thought. 134.9. I'm sure you don't need to see that other one. It's still worse than my T61, but we'll see. But it's actually not that much worse than the T61. It's less than 100 lower. Holy low FPS, man. That stupid frickin' ATI mobility is getting a better rating than that. That's just beats it out. And look at that. It can't even do the proper thing. Doesn't even have the required level of anti-aliasing, which is just hilarious. I don't have any systems with NVIDIA or ATI GPUs other than that T42, and that's an old GPU. Everything else just uses onboard Intel graphics. Holy low FPS, man. We'll see if this one can do the DX10, which none of the other ones were able to do. Well, the T61 tried to do it. I don't think it succeeded. .3D graphics, DX10. .45% penalization. Yeah, it's like really low, and it's like Not even 1 frame per second. Now we're on to the RAM. This should be pretty good. The RAM and the hard drive should be the best part of this entire system. I don't even have a CD-ROM drive. What are you doing? It's not going to succeed. I didn't even know it could actually do that. I don't know why it would take a look at that. Whatever. Alright, let me get the other system set up and we'll get this one going. Maybe not. Got a 408. Which is interesting. Still lower than everything else on the chart. Like the CPU and the graphics just don't even compare at all. The RAM also is like lower than everything else, and so while a hard drive isn't. So it's, well, I was expecting a little bit better for this system, but maybe not. Let me get the other system set up and we'll see what kind of score it gets. Alright, let's run the benchmark. Oops, that's advanced. I want to run all tests. Yes. And I have you on the tripod because I figured that that's easier to do. Sorry about the wind noise, by the way. There's not a whole heck of a lot I can do about that. I could turn, what's it called? Wind cut on, but that would make me sound all tinny, so I won't do that. Plus, I'm already recording. In fact, you know what? Let's just turn it on and see, what comes out of that. Just have to remember to turn it off. View messages in Action Center. How about I freaking don't? You can see the test there. Yeah, this is like terrible. Don't know what the video sounds like now that I have wind kind of on, but whatever. Holy low FPS, man. This one also can't do the required level of anti-aliasing. I don't think any of the Intel anything can actually do it. Although I'm not sure. Maybe some of them can. Some of the newer ones, like this old stuff, probably not. It's like just barely over 1 FPS, which is like hilarious. There's no way that's going to be over 1 FPS. Or maybe it is. No, it's not. It's just under 1 FPS. And it's going to run the DirectX 10. It's mainly the graphics on these systems that are pulling the marks down because the graphics is not good enough. Which is to be expected of crap like this because it's all old, it's all ancient, as a lot of people like to put it, even though it's very capable of doing some things. Performance test has encountered an unexpected error. Oops. Okay. That's interesting. Let's hit OK on that. Or not. It's not letting me hit OK, which is nice. What the hell? Maybe that'll do something. I think it just like died. We'll see. Is it doing anything on the hard drive side of things? No, it's like completely dead. Yeah, I think it locked up my system, so don't even know what the performance mark of this one is because it just totally blew up. So obviously it can't do DX10. And so there's that. That's what happens when you have a computer that doesn't even meet basic requirements. Although I'm amazed that T61 was able to do it because it was not able to do it in Windows benchmarks. But that one was able to do it in the Windows benchmarks. Anyway, so there you go. I don't even know what the rating of that one is. Mine got a 408. My T61 got a 218. And T42, I believe, got like a 139 or something like that. So you can see they're not all that far apart, even though the age differences are striking. That one, I don't even know what's up with that. I'll see if I can get it working again. And we'll have to figure that one out. Whoops! Blue screen. So the display driver is what blew up there. So obviously, running DX10 is not going to work. So there you have it. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below. And this is CP666 signing off. I hope to see you next time. Till then.